it's me. All right, congratulations,
Raven.
guys, on winning this, making it to the finals in the SAA championship. This is really for all three of y'all. Y'all had a great game. Y'all feel good. How do y'all feel moving into tomorrow?
I feel great.
Yeah, I'm motivated. Like, I feel like we're a unit, you know, ready to go to battle.
Yeah, we're really playing together. I think we're ready.
You know, going off of that, you know, I got a really question here. Like, how did y'all prepare for today? You know, you just got off a quick game tomorrow, and then you play today. Like, how did y'all prepare for today?
Rest. Rest, film, I mean, kind of try to...
Preparing to stick together, I think, was also another
Yeah.
thing. Like, we knew it was going to be hard coming in here, playing here, but just knowing to stick together through all the runs. You know, we're going to have runs, they're going to have runs. Just sticking together, playing together.
You know, we knew we needed to keep our composure under any circumstance. Keep our composure, whether we're down, whether we're up. Like, we don't, like, no matter the circumstance, like, we knew we needed to hold it down and, you know, not to get ahead of ourselves and not just shut down. So.
Coach Wilbur, being your first season as head coach for the Majors, how does it feel to have made it to the championship in your first season, and what were some turning points this season that got you to this point?
Obviously, it feels really good to make it to the championship game. We don't take it for granted. We also feel like there's more for us to do. You know, I think our team came into the season when I was hired. I had high expectations for the team. You know, I knew the roster was really, really strong. I didn't pursue transfers this offseason when I got the job because I said that I like the team. I like the team I'm inheriting. We're going to go with this team. You know, we obviously added freshmen like you always would do. So I think I always had faith we can make it this far. I think actually our turning point happened in this very building. We lost a devastating game to Barry right around February 1st, give or take a few days. And I think our team just pulled together from that moment. And I think since then we've won 8 out of 9 games, something like that, 7 out of 8. And I think if you asked our players, allowed them to say the same thing. That was really the foundational turning point for our success was actually right here in this building.
Thank you.
Bailey, 12 points for you, all threes. It seems like you've really stepped into the role as the sharpshooter for this team. When they need a three-pointer, they go to you. How does it feel for you growing into that role?
I mean, of course it feels good to be able to do that, but I think, you know, the biggest thing is just we have so many different people who can do that. I think on any given night, you know, we have 3 or 4 players who can shoot the lights out the gym just like that. So I think it just makes us, like, just so deep in that regard. You know, sometimes I'm not hitting, but if I'm not hitting, somebody else is. It's, you know, it's hard to guard when everybody's firing on all cylinders.
At least 21 rebounds for you. That almost seems like a normality at this point. Tell us about what your mindset was coming into today, knowing that you were going to have to come up big and down low.
Well, you know, I always reflect on my past games at center because, of course, Wendy, she has a lot of knowledge on post players and all that stuff and rebounding, and it's always a difficult game for me. But just kind of kept the mindset, like, you know, go for the ball and go for the ball. I mean, like, that's all that's going through my mind when I see it. You know, I'm going to try to move. I mean, it's not a dirty game, really. It's like, can I maneuver? Can I hold my position? Can I just run? Can I out-hustle and get to that ball? You know, like, every time I miss a ball, honestly, it breaks my heart. So, like, whatever I can get to help my team go in transition or just keep going, you know, I think that's the mindset I try to keep, you know. It's pretty fun.
This is the last one I have. This is for the players. How does it feel to get the monkey off your back, so to speak, having fallen short against Center in the championship last season?
Amazing.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, it meant so much to us. You know, it would have meant so much to us no matter who we played, but, you know, this one's special. We played them my freshman year in the championship. You know, of course, we played them last year and we lost, so this meant a lot to everybody, even the players who weren't on the team when we lost last year. You know, it was really personal.
Coach Wilbur, obviously, got to go look at some film of Trinity to really give me a good answer to this question. But just looking at how your team played today, I'm sure you've seen Trinity play lately. What is going to be the keys for you guys tomorrow?
Well, first off, they're really good, you know, and the coach does a great job with the team. And they're talented across the board. You know, they can really attack you in a bunch of different ways. I think the #1 key for anybody playing Trinity, and you saw it a little bit today, is being able to take care of the ball with the pressure they put on you. You know, for them, they're not going to just press you for a couple possessions. It's not something they do as a change of pace, like they're coming after you, and if you're playing well, they just come after you more. You know, so I think that is the biggest thing for our game tomorrow, is being able to handle their pressure. And you're not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes against it, but can you be mentally tough enough to not let it become 7 out of 10 possessions a mistake? Can you keep it to 1 or 2 times out of 10? You know, and then you'll be in good shape.
You know, piggybacking off of that question, sadly, Garen isn't up here to join us, but speaking on her behalf, y'all are going to have the best point guard on point guard in the conference tomorrow. Like, how are y'all going to prepare for Kylie Minter tomorrow against Trinity?
Man, she's a great challenge. She's a great challenge. She can shoot off the dribble. She can get to the basket. She's good in transition. She can shoot spotted threes. And I wouldn't shortchange her teammates either. They really have a bunch of girls who can score it, who can rebound, who can run the floor. So we're going to get in the lab tonight and look at the film and see what we can come up with and try to give it our best shot. And I'm sure they feel the same way.
Well, thank you guys. Great game today, and good luck tomorrow.
Yes, thank you.